Hey guys, Cam here from 9 to 5 Google, and Honor is Huawei's budget affordable brand here in Europe. And the Honor 7 promises a flagship-like experience but without the price tag. It's all metal, has a full HD display and a fingerprint sensor, but does it deliver on its promise? Let's find out in the review. Now, the Honor 7 uses many of Huawei's usual design traits. The metal has a shimmery bead-blasted finish and a curved back with matching metallic plastic caps at the top and the bottom. A polished metal trim around the fingerprint sensor and protruding camera add a hint of elegance to a phone which has the overall look and feel of a phone more expensive than it is. It's one of those devices where you know that it only costs £250 and so you go looking for the faults. You go looking for where the company has made those compromises, but they're really difficult to find. It's a real joy to look at and to hold, and it's very comfortable in hand. Even the buttons on the side are among the best and most solid and most clicky I've ever used in a smartphone. On the left edge there's a third button suitably named the Smart Key. Now you can program this Smart Key to do a number of different functions depending on how many times you click it. I personally set it up so that when I pressed it once it launched the torch function on the back, and when I pressed it twice it took a really quick screenshot. It's very, very handy. From the front, it's a fairly standard affair. With the screen switched off, the phone looks like it has impossibly slim bezels. Switch the screen on, however, and you'll see a black screen gap all the way around the edges of the 5.2-inch display panel. And the display itself is rather wonderful. It's Full HD, 1080 by 1920, with a pixel density of 424 ppi. It uses IPS-NEO LCD technology and is one of the best displays I've seen in a mid-tier phone. It's sharp, it's clean, videos and games all look great and colours are well balanced. Perhaps the best part though is that it looks good from almost any angle. As long as you can ignore that black frame around the screen, I think you'll be very impressed. And as cameras go, the 20 megapixel snapper on the back is good. It can take some great images. They can be sharp and balanced and colours can be natural, but it's not perfect. If the camera isn't completely in focus, then you tend to get a lot of blurriness and fuzziness and grain, especially in low light. And what's really unusual about this camera, what I found about this camera and what I personally like, is that it's really, really good at close-up macro shots. It tends to get images really, really crisp when you take in close-up images. One thing it does have built in is a bunch of cool slow exposure features, and the best of these is probably light painting. One part of the multimedia experience that isn't so hot, however, is the loudspeaker quality. There's only one speaker and it's placed awkwardly on the bottom edge of the phone. I found myself covering it so often and muting the sound that it was quite frustrating in the end. Even when the speaker isn't covered by your hand or your finger, the audio is a tiny bit tinny. As experiences go, the Honor 7 experience is heavily dictated by the software. Now it's running EMUI, which is Huawei's custom launcher, and that runs on top of Android 5.0 Lollipop. Now, this is very similar to the iPhones. It doesn't have an app drawer, instead it has screen upon screen of apps and folders. When you open these folders, they kind of look like the animations when you open a folder in iOS. Of course, you can install third-party launchers like you can with any Android phone, but Huawei still insists on placing a rounded square icon behind every app logo, or at least most of them. The software does have its upsides though. You can install other themes or choose different themes to change the way it looks. And I have some really great live wallpapers that respond to your gestures, so when you're swiping across the screen to go to the next home screen, you see these really cool animations. Huawei's high silicon Kirin 935 octa-core processor makes light work of pretty much everything. The entire experience has generally been snappy and fast, and animations are smooth, and the fingerprint sensor is stupidly quick. It has 3GB of RAM too, and never seems to get bogged down. Although I did notice the odd stuttering here and there, it wasn't pervasive, it wasn't all the time, and it wasn't anything different than what I would expect from any phone. As an overall package then, the Honor 7 offers a lot. It's fast, looks and feels great, and has the aesthetics of an elegant premium device. Now, how good a value phone it is depends on which side of the Atlantic you're sitting on. In the UK, it only costs £250. That's about £30 cheaper than a Moto X Play. In the States, though, it's close to $500. At that price point in the States, it has a lot of serious competition from genuine flagship phones. I've enjoyed my time with the Honor 7. If you can get one cheap, I highly recommend it. I've been Cam, I'm at Cam Bunton on Twitter. Don't forget you can reach out to me on there, I will respond. And also, in the comments down below, I get involved as often as I can, and as many comments as there are. That doesn't even make any sense. Anyway,